This is not like an anti-Lazy Days video, but we have some frustrations.
Hey, this is not what I wanted to call you or why I wanted to call you or be having this phone call, but we kind of hit a power pole with the slide with your rig.
We just want to check in really quick and give an update. So in our last video, we talked about how we are upgrading our rig to a grand design, and that we were working with, I don't know if we mentioned it, but we were working with Lazy Days in Tampa. We had, at that point, signed papers and were under the impression that it was going to be delivered the following Friday, which as of today is tomorrow. Today is Thursday, the like 16th or something.
My watch is dead.
And so this whole time, delivery on Friday. We went back and forth a little bit with it, dealing with some stuff, but officially we got word that it was going to be scheduled to leave Lazy Days Tampa today, on Thursday, this morning, and arrive here in Illinois, really close to the Indiana border, tomorrow, Friday. This is not going to be like a Lazy Days bash video. We are very frustrated, and it does stem from Lazy Days. We understand it is a really, really busy time for the RV industry right now. They're understaffed, overworked, busy. It was scheduled to leave via the transport company this morning. And we got a call this morning that kind of threw a wrench in things. So
So I get a phone call from like the logistics person that handles the delivery, and they say, hey, this is not what I wanted to call you or why I wanted to call you or be having this phone call, but we kind of hit a power pole with the slide with your rig. And I was like, what? Like, we kind of even had the conversation that it might be already on the road. So like the idea that it wasn't on the road was like, okay, I guess it's not on the road. So, but wait, what? Like, so then it was like, how bad is it? And he said, well, like it needs to be fixed. And so then,
well, I mean, regardless if it was a tiny little thing, it needed to be fixed.
But like, we're just trying to like when crazy things happen, you just try to like process what's going on, what's how bad is the situation, how do I need to respond, how angry do I need to be, and
so what are our options here, basically, is what you asked.
I was kind of just asking, what do we need to do?
We're expecting this tomorrow. We actually worked really hard to get them to stay on schedule and deliver it tomorrow. And so what are our options here? So basically, what were the options we were given?
Well, the options were that they would fix it for us and it would delay about a week.
Well, a minimum of a week.
Yeah.
And you know how it goes, especially when they're busy. You know, we might have gotten a call back in 5 days saying, oh, it's going to be another bit. And parts,
I mean, if they don't have the parts on hand, like you're going to have to wait. I mean, shipping and all that kind of stuff. And then the other option was that we could just have them go ahead and deliver it, and we would handle all of the getting it fixed, and Lazy Days would pay for it. And so
neither were really options we wanted.
We weren't really excited about either of them
because like we said, it could be delayed there in Tampa, and we kind of are losing confidence now. We had a lot of issues leading up to this, but then, I mean, you sideswipe. Well, they say basically that we were led to believe it was probably that they sideswiped the rig at some point in the last few days. But the transport person is the person who found it. So that he got there, hooked up, made sure all the slides were in, and was doing his walk around, and said, thankfully the transport person said, hey, I'm guessing they don't know about this issue because this is like a brand new rig.
He's like, it's a beautiful rig, but there's this giant dent in the side of it.
And he doesn't want to be held responsible. So that's when they called.
He did his due diligence, took pictures so that way if there were ever any kind of accusation that he damaged it, he was safe.
Correct. So that was an option. Not very thrilled with that option. And then we had concerns about that. Okay, so we want it, if we choose the option of us having it fixed locally, we want it in writing that you will fix anything that could possibly be related to this. You know, they said it wasn't structural, but we want a Grand Design approved auto body dealer repair shop to confirm, a third party to confirm that nothing structural was done, and if so, that it will be fixed on Lazy Days dime.
Right.
So we'll do it. So they so we said, we want a formal letter stating, so that was a big part of that. So we had like basically a little bit of time because, like I said, it's hooked up. I mean, it's hooked up to the transport person. They're like,
they're ready
am
to
I
go.
coming or
they're
not?
Ready to pull out. Like, that's what they were.
No, I don't feel pressured to make a quick decision
by no
because
means.
it's a big deal. But it was like, if we want to stay on our timeline, we either have to give up that timeline, knowing that maybe it would take them 2 or 3 weeks, or let them bring it, but damaged. So ultimately...
Yeah, we chose to have it delivered damaged, knowing that we would kind of have to figure out, we'd have 24 to 48 hours to figure out what's our move, how are we going to do this. So our first instinct was to reach out to Grand Design, and kind of we thought, hey, what better way to find out how well their customer service is? So we reached out to Grand Design and got in touch with their reflection department and spoke with them, and they were like, super understanding, super like ticked like we are.
Yeah, and they were like,
holy
what
cow,
in the world?
that's
How
terrible.
do they do that? Yeah.
Like, and so they gave us a few options. They did say, that having them fix it was not really an option, that they're already booking a month to 2 months out.
Like the Grand Design Factory.
Yeah, to have them, to us to bring it to them, that they could do it, but that they were already booking a month to 2 months out. And so that's not an option for us. We're hoping to head west. So then she said, just so you know, you can't just reach out to any like body shop, any like random person to do it.
Which Lazy Days led us to believe.
Lazy Days said you can just contact any auto body shop, anybody that can handle this repair. And so we were like, cool, not a problem. I know a few places around here, local, we'll just drive it over there. Grand Design informed us that, in fact, you can't do that because only Grand Design dealers, authorized dealers, are able to get Grand Design parts from them.
Correct.
So
they can work on it if you bring them
They can work
parts.
on it, but they can't get the parts. And so she said, here's all the dealers you can find in your area, and then here's one dealer that we work with that isn't a Grand Design dealer, but is just down the road. That we we
highly recommend.
So we made a few phone calls to places around here, and it was, again, 2 to 3 months due to COVID and all these other things. I reached out to the place right down the road from Grand Design, and they said, hey, send us the pictures. If it sounds like we should be able to get you in and out, not a problem. And if we need any parts, Grand Design is 5 minutes away.
Well, and they said, if you send us the pictures, we'll have the parts. Like, don't come. Local places here wanted us to give them the rig.
For 10 days.
Look at it. Sit on their lot before they'll even look at it. Then order parts. And they were saying it was like 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, so that's not...
So they will have the parts waiting for us when we go and be able to get it done that day.
And if there is any other issues, then they would be able to most likely get parts much, much faster than any other body else, because Grand Design is down the road.
Grand Design is saying that they will, or not Grand Design, Lazy Days is saying that they will fix any issues that are a cause of this. So I do think it's just cosmetic. In fact, I don't think they sideswiped anything.
No,
we think what happened was they were
show the
too
picture.
close.
Post the picture here.
Yeah.
And you can see that this is common when you get into a spot. And this is one of our major concerns. What we learn when we pull into a site is you back in and you first check to make sure you're far enough away from the power poles that you're not going to hit that. You're not going to hit any water things or anything. And I just don't think that they were paying attention.
I think they opened the slide.
I think they were rushed. They did it and weren't paying attention.
And they hit the pedestal with the slide. So I think it is all cosmetic. But it's just like another layer of frustration. I mean, like you purchase a rig, you deal with
a good amount of money on it.
Spend a good amount of money on it. Deal with the delivery process, which isn't our ideal process.
Yeah.
Ideally, we would have went to the dealership, but just after a lot of back and forth, we chose this. We wanted this specific model, and literally Tampa, which is 1,000 miles from us, was the closest model. But like this rig was the closest one to us of the specific model, year, everything like that. And so we said, logistically, let's just have them deliver it. So logistically, it just worked out for us to be delivered. But now it's hard because now they literally at some point, I guess it's not necessarily on their way out, but on their lot did it. And I'm just so thankful for the transport company that they noticed, that they did their due diligence and took their walk around so that he didn't pull in tomorrow and we were like, we have a problem here.
Yeah,
and then we don't know if it's him or Lazy Days, and Lazy Days could have tried to pin it on us or the driver.
Yeah. When I spoke to him on the phone, the delivery driver, the transporter, I just thanked him because I said, thank you for doing your due diligence. Thank you for doing your walk around like you're supposed to, and just doing everything to protect yourself and our rig. And and he said, oh no, I'm totally glad because it would have been on him. Like there's no way it wouldn't have been pinned on him, and he would have been responsible, and it would have just been a mess. And so I'm glad he did his job.
And we understand accidents happen. I mean, I'm sure at some point in time we will cause some sort of damage to some sort of rig we owned. I mean, for goodness sakes, a couple of years ago, I took our vehicle and backed into one of our vehicles right in our driveway. So accidents happen. Totally, I understand. Right now they are so busy, so overworked. So my hope then is that this accident, Lazy Days does follow through with what they said they will do, and all will be well, and we'll be confident in knowing that it's taken care of. And hey, like we said, we'll get our first Grand Design customer service thing under our belt. We'll know how it works, and it'll be good. So we're still excited to get it tomorrow.
Oh, for sure.
So excited for it to get here. Frustrated.
Yeah.
Frustrated that Lazy Days damaged our rig before it got to us.
Yeah.
But thankful that it does seem to be cosmetic, and that if it's not cosmetic, that Lazy Days is going to make it right. So that's where we are right now.
Yeah. Still selling the rig. It's we're wrapping up that purchase.
We're wrapping up that
sale.
process.
That process. And so hopefully that's wrapped up within the next week, and we're in a new rig and everything's good to go.
Correct. So hopefully the next video you see from us will be us receiving our new Grand Design, the 2020 311 VHS.
And hopefully there's no cicadas.
Wish us, So with all the luck in the world, hopefully everything else goes smoothly from now. All right. There's deer outside drinking
Well, it's not inside.
dew from the orchard or something like that. It's from Friends.
What?
It's from Friends.